Hello pilots of the internet and welcome to Foldable Flight, where I teach you how to fold paper airplanes that will blow your mind. And in this episode, we're folding Cirrus. Now as you can see, Cirrus has exceptionally wide wings, and it even locks in this three-dimensional shape both in the front and in the back, and that makes it very aerodynamic as well, and those two things together means it has a very, very good glide ratio. Now, as always, I have designed a template for this paper airplane, so if you support me on patreon.com/foldableflight, you can fold one that looks like this, rather than using a plain white sheet of paper. And with that said, let's see the plane in flight, and then I'll teach you how to fold it. All you will need in order to fold Cirrus is an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper, and we will begin by folding this right edge to the left edge. Now, as always, symmetry is very important, so try very hard to line up your corners in this step, like so, and crease, and make sure your creased edge is now on the right, and we're folding this top edge to that right edge, and my crease should go right through that top right corner, and I'm making a triangle like this. And then I'll flip the paper over, fold the other side to match. And now I'll open the paper up and fold this top point down to that point there. Now we can open the paper all the way back up into this orientation, and I'm folding down on this line we just made. But I'm not creasing all the way across the paper. You can see we are also creasing on these two lines here. And we should have these two bulges. And we're going to collapse those inward and form them to a point that lands right in the middle of the paper. Okay, and now I will flip each flap out to the outside like so, using the existing crease that's on the layer beneath this top one. Now I am ready to go ahead and flip my paper over, and I want to fold a crease that starts in this top left corner, and my right corner is going to land on the middle crease. So basically, I'm just making sure that crease starts right there in that top corner, and then I'm lining this up right on the center crease, and then I can crease the full length of the paper like so. And once you've done that, you can open it up and repeat that on the other side. So my crease should go right through this top right corner, and I'm landing this corner on the center crease, and you can see if you got the first step correct and this one correct, this top crease should land on your center crease as well. And now we will go ahead and reverse that crease, like so, just opening that pocket up, and now I can collapse this right side in, and stand my rabbit ear vertically, not making any new creases, just folding on those existing creases. And now we have this standing pocket, and basically I'm going to open that up and perform a squash fold on it by just pushing down on that spine, and landing this top crease between these top two layers where our center crease would be, and flatten the pocket. And now we're actually going to back out and unfold like so, flip the paper over, and I'm going to fold this top edge so that it lands on this intersection of creases here, but I'm not creasing all the way across the paper, I'm just creasing between this crease and this crease. So you can watch as I do that. I'm just taking my thumbnail and running it right from there to there, and you can see where my crease ends up. Now we're going to mess with these flaps again. I'm going to fold it into the center and fold this edge to land on this crease, and this point should land on that point. I'll unfold that and fold this edge to land on the crease I just made. And I'll flip this to the right and fold this little triangle down on that edge. And unfold that, flip it back over, and I'm folding this triangle in on that crease, in on that crease, and it should look like that before you flip it back into its original position. Now we'll do all those steps on the left side as well. So I'm flipping this to the right, folding this edge here to land on that existing crease, opening up, folding that edge to the crease I just made, flipping this whole thing to the left, folding this little triangle down along that edge, and now tucking the triangle in, folding in again, and flipping this back to the left. Okay, so now we'll flip the paper back over and collapse in using these existing diagonal creases we have, like so. And you may need to re-establish your squash fold if it doesn't collapse into that position naturally, and rotate the paper so that this point is toward you. Now I want to fold on this crease we made just a few moments ago, and I'm pulling this edge right here to land on that point. And as I do so, you'll notice these other layers do not lie flat. You'll want to make sure to pull so they're pulling all the way to that edge that is formed by this crease. This crease becomes an edge as you pull that over. Make sure you're pulling these pockets all the way open to that point, and I want to crease from this point right here out to this edge on all these top layers. So watch as I do that. I'm making sure my point is right there against that layer, and I'm creasing all the way out to this corner. Can be a little tricky to be accurate here, but try your best. And once you do that, you'll notice you can flatten this as well, like so. And once you do one side, you can do the other side to match. And after creasing this long edge, you can crease this short edge as well. And your plane should look like this. We're now ready to actually open this whole thing up, and as we pull these layers open, allow the plane to fold along that center crease and just kind of collapse it in like so. And you can lie your plane flat on the table in this orientation. Now I'm going to open these layers up, and you'll notice we have this tab here, this triangular tab we've worked on, and this pocket right here. And basically I want to fold it, close these layers up, and tuck this tab behind that pocket. So you may even want to just kind of curl this tab in preparation for this step, but basically as I close these layers, that tab is going in behind that pocket. And you'll notice when you close that all up, your wing no longer is straight. It bends at that angle. So with my plane flat, I'm going to run my finger along that crease and push that slack outward, which will help straighten my wing back up a bit. So now I'll go ahead and repeat those steps on this side, tucking this tab in behind that pocket, like so, and running my finger to push out the slack of the wing, like so. Okay, so now we're looking for the layer of that pocket we just tucked things into, and basically I want to find the point at which this top layer is intersecting the point where this pocket meets this edge. So that's my point right there. And I want to start my crease at that point and land this corner here on this edge. So one reference is that point we just talked about. The other reference is landing that on the outer edge of your wing. So something like that. And now we will go ahead and reverse this crease and tuck this portion of the layer behind everything else. This becomes the very back layer. So that should go into the pocket that we were talking about earlier as well. And then I can flip the paper over and do the same thing on this side. Reverse that crease. And your plane should look like this. We're now ready to fold the wings, and the crease for the wings will start right at the nose of the plane up here and go down just above this back corner. And there are some really thick layers here, especially at the nose and at this point right here, that you're going to want to roll with your thumb as you begin to shape this crease. So in preparation for the crease, kind of roll the paper with your thumb kind of along your expected trajectory of the crease, and then you can pull the wing down and once you've got it lined up, you can press it flat like so. And now I will show you exactly where my crease went. Again, you can see it's just a little bit above that back edge. Anything similar to what I've done is great. And now we can fold our second wing to match. Again, I'm rolling those layers in preparation for the crease. And I try to land this on my other wing to match everything up. And you can see we are almost done at this point. All that's left to do is fold the winglets. So I will set my plane flat on the table, and I want to crease my winglets so that the crease I make is parallel to the center fuselage of my plane. And my winglet, the way I guesstimate the size is that this edge right here ends up being something close to 3/4 of an inch, and anything close to that is great. And you can, once you fold one, fold the plane back in half, book match it, and fold your other winglet to match. And that is a finished Cirrus, which is just an absolutely stunning glider. It flies so slow and gracefully, and is just really an excellent plane. So with that said, thank you so much for watching this video, and good luck flying your plane.